Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Showtimedr. So, I wanted to go over with you guys stamina. Stamina is kind of becoming a growing topic in the community, so that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to show you what I do. We'll do some math, and then I'll go over what you can possibly do with your stamina, especially once you get to around where I am, level 40. Game really slows down a lot, so I'm going to start considering things. But first of all, I want to address a couple questions. One thing I just started doing, you guys might have noticed, I started putting up some of the dungeons I run, just in general, so time rifts, anything that I can handle, and I can't handle everything, guys, but anything I can handle, because I got a lot of questions, multiple questions on time rift 4.4, so I was right around there, so I just went and did it. And I'll be posting the hard modes too, whenever I get around to them. It's just, I wanted to get this video out, and probably a couple others today. Other question, I had a guy, he commented, he's like, well, your videos were really good, but now you're just posting character guides, and that's all on the wiki, and we can look it up ourselves. And so, I'll say two things about that. Number one, there's a guy named Horrible Chopstick, streams this game almost every day, possibly he does every day, whatever. He has addressed pretty much a lot of the things I would address as far as like troops and hero builds. I forget all the other stuff he's done, but he's done like a bunch of guides on a bunch of general stuff, so really good guy. Make sure to check out his channel. I guess I'll put my own spin on some things and tell you guys, because there's a couple things that we do differently, and, you know, the way he does it, and it's not necessarily wrong, it's just doesn't always apply for what I do personally, so, and I'm sure that's the case. Same thing with me, what I do is not going to apply to you guys personally necessarily, but you know, it's another point of view, so it's always good to get that out there. So I'll be slowly addressing that stuff, but usually, for those who are newer to my channel, I go to where I see a need, and this is one of the videos where I see a need. So I go there. If I see something in the community that is addressed properly, you know, then what's the point of me throwing my 2 cents on it? I might as well just say I agree. Go to this guy's channel, and here you go. Because I'm a community guy first, guys, before I'm a, you know, big time YouTuber, oh my god, come to me. Like, I'm not that guy, so that's just the way it is. But yeah, let's get into the topic. So, I was crunching the numbers today. We started talking about this on the stream 2 days ago. Total stamina possible in a day. So, we'll go over that right now. So, what's going to happen is, and I am going to assume that you guys are going to be, and this is, you know, in a fairy tale world, it's not always going to go like this, but in a fairy tale world, if you look at the stamina regen, you get 1 stamina every 5 minutes. We're all locked to 120 stamina. So say you're at 0 out of 120 stamina, then that would take you 10 hours to regen it all, because 1 stamina per 5 minutes has 12 stamina per hour, 10 hours, 120 stamina, fairly simple math there. So that's not always going to happen, but that's the possible regen if you keep your stamina spent every day, which means that you're logging into the game every 10 hours to at least do something. You know, try to push your stamina down, whether it's just running time rifts really fast with sweep, or maybe bond dungeons with sweep or whatever. So if you want to be super, super optimal, I don't necessarily try to be amazingly optimal, but I do try to be as optimal as I can. But if you got the time and you feel like doing it, just go blow all your stamina on time rifts at the early in the day. You know, go work or do whatever you do during the day. Come back to the game later, 10 hours later, start running your other stuff. And if it, hopefully, you know, that would queue up with the time you have and whatever you want to run, etc. So there's 300 stamina regen possible in a day. Now, I'm also going to assume that at the beginning of the day, you're going to start off with 120 stamina. So say right at reset, 120 stamina, blow through it. Now you got 10 hours regen, go to bed, do whatever you're going to do. Now, what's going to happen is, when you go to missions, as long as you log in before noon, you're going to get access to Breakfast of Champions. So that's 2 burgers. Both the burgers restore 50 stamina, so that's 100 stamina right there. And then after noon, as soon as you come on... No, I guess I don't have it here. Oh, yeah, it's 12:47. I don't know, whatever. Well, anyways, there is another 2 burgers that come in afternoon. So that's another 100 stamina for a total of 200 stamina as long as you're logging in early and you log in late. And even if you're just going to log in early and just get the burgers and go, I would recommend doing that, guys, just for the 300 stamina. So that is a total of 500 stamina when you count regen per day, plus 120 stamina starting once the reset hits. Now, you are also going to get 70 stamina from quests. There's 20, there's 30. And then down here is another 20 when you consume 100 stamina. So that's 70 more energy. And unless I'm missing something, now granted, you can also get stamina from leveling, but especially once you get this high, you're not going to be leveling every day. So if it happens, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And then, if I'm missing any other stamina regen, let me know, but I'm pretty sure that's all the stamina I can think of. Now, there is also, you can buy stamina. It starts out at 40 gems. I forget what it tops off at. The next rank is 60 gems. I've never spent more than 60 gems, but I know you can do this 5 times a day. And for all you, like, whalers or people that just like to do that, not sure how many Trinity vouchers or whatever the hell this is. Trinity crystals it costs total. But I would guess it's somewhere in the realm of, like, 400, 500. Because this goes 40, 60. Let's assume it's 20 every time. So 80, 100, 120. 220, 300, 400. So 400 or 400 crystals maybe if you want to get the extra. It's going to add up to 600 stamina if you buy all of them. But in my case, I just get 240 usually when I'm really gunning in this game. So that would be another 600 stamina. So if you really want to push, you can do 600 stamina here. 300 stamina from the regen. You got your 2 burger meals, so that's another 200 stamina. That's 1100 stamina. Quest's going to give you 1170 stamina. And then, assuming you started with 120 stamina for the day, that's 1290 stamina. Now that's, you know, fairy tale, probably never going to happen for most people, but... So, what I'm going to assume is, you're like me, and you have 690 stamina before these purchases. And then you could purchase these and go ahead and get up to... what would it be? 930 stamina if you want. So then now I'm going to take you through everything that I spend my stamina on. So right now what I'm normally doing, because I haven't opened up the hard mode in this yet, I'm still pushing. So let's assume I farm all these because these all have character upgrades. And you see they're all 15 bread each, so that means 45 per. I've already done the math. 315 stamina just on this, all these time rifts alone to run them all 3 times. Now, granted, some days I'm gonna look and I'm gonna be like, I have... Yeah, hold on. See if I can find, like, maybe I have 20 of something and I don't necessarily... Like this, I have 30 of it, so maybe I like to skip this on this day. Just depends what upgrades I need, so you can always custom that. Now, if I'm really desperate, I can come over here, even though most days I don't do this, but if I'm really desperate, I can come over here. There's more crests here on the first, or the last 2, rather. But in general, I only come over here if I know that I really need something, like I might need some of these after a couple upgrades or whatever. But okay, so 315 stamina that I spend on time rifts, right? I'm not including pushing or doing anything else right now, guys, so please follow me on this. So then what I do, you're going to go to Secret Realm, and you're going to spend the stamina that it is going to take to do Anarchy Gem, etc. So in that case, I've already added it up, but you can see here, I'm running, most of them, I'm running the level 40 versions. So when you run this with a team, and make sure your teams are good, guys, because if you fail with a team, it eats your stamina costs. So having a reliable team is actually very important, and not just trying to do pubs and some guy autos first turn, etc. But so when you do this with a group, I believe it is a 30% stamina reduction. So this 20 goes down to 14. And then you could run this 2 times a day. I recommend definitely running at least for the daily rewards. So I've done all the math already. So Anarchy, if you do everything multi or co-op, that's going to be 28 energy. Training's going to be 14. Dragon, your 1 time a day, it's going to be 28. Bonding Realm, because Bonding Realm's part of the quest, daily quest, that's going to be 14. And then, oh, I'm sorry, Dargor, I'd love to come with you. Although that's level 30, though. I probably wouldn't. Shout out to Dargor. Anyway, so then Bonding Realm 14. And then I also try to do my 2 dark contracts every day. So that is going to be another 40 stamina, actually. Is that right? Let me check that. I think that might be wrong. Challenge. Because I'm not buff enough to do the 45. You have to get carried hard. Oh, it is 20. Okay, yeah. Okay. Must be looking at the wrong thing. Okay, so that's... Okay, I gotta subtract 20 stamina now. So it's 433. I'm up to 433 stamina I've spent out of a total of 690 before purchasing energy with the crystals. So then you also gotta do a map event for the dailies. Map events are always 10 stamina, at least at this level. Some people, as you get higher level, it's going to be more stamina. Maybe not this, but some of the time rifts or whatever. Not even sure. So then at that point, that is pretty much a daily run for me as far as what I basically do. Like if I have almost no time to play the game, I try to get at least all that I showed you, and then arena and summon and all the other stuff out the way. I forget if I mentioned bond dungeons or not, so let me go to those. Bond dungeons, what I do, because you only have 8 dungeons you can run a day, at least for me right now. I try to get my top tier character shards. So I get Elwyn, I get Leon, I get Sherry, and I get Leiden shards. And because the other shards, even though I'd like to get them, you know, their odds are I'm going to get them on summons, etc. Oh, you got 9 chances, okay. I thought it was 8. Okay, so what that means is it pretty much doesn't matter what you run, because this one's 5 stamina for a shard. And then this one down here is also 5 stamina for a shard. So 5 times 9, that's 45 more stamina. So right now I am looking at a total of, let's see, 443 plus 45, 483, 488 stamina out of 690 stamina that I have to spend to get all of that I just showed you done. So that leaves me with 202 stamina. Now, once you've reached the point of doing whatever you choose to do, and some people, they might not run Time Rift as much as I do. I'm doing it mainly for the character upgrades, etc. Your results may vary. But, so I have, at that point, I would have 202 extra stamina for the day, assuming everything went optimal and there's no leveling or anything like that. So at that point, then you got to make the decision, what are you going to do with the rest of your stamina for that day? And it can be, you're going to push in the world map. It could be you're going to push in Time Rift, or maybe you're going to do Time Rift hard. It could be get extra farming done in regular Time Rift, because all of the hard modes are locked at 3 times, and then that's it per day. Or maybe you're going to go to Secret Realm, and you're going to farm the living hell out of Anarchy Gem to get some troop upgrades. Or Goddess Trial to get some gear upgrades. Most people that I've talked to, they don't really farm super hard Training School or Bonding Realm, but if you do, let me know. And then Timeless Trial is an interesting one. I've actually not done Timeless Trial nearly as much as I should. I'll have to release a separate guide on this, although I've seen Chopsticks is pretty good too. But so what happens on Timeless Trial, for those who don't know? You get, you know, 5 stamina. And not sure I could look at, but there is a chance once you get to certain parts of it to get extra burgers and stuff. So it could kind of play around with, let's look at the reward preview here. So you get a burger here. I guess that's pretty much it. But so what I would definitely recommend is try to do at least the D trial. The D trial is going to be all of these. And then it's going to advance you to the next trial, etc. But the cool thing is, whenever you do one of these, and they do switch around, but whenever you do one of these, if the same one comes up and you've done it before, you can actually sweep through and just go straight to whatever you left off at. So maybe you got the C, you can sweep the C, you could sweep whatever. And this one I actually need to push more on. So this is another thing you can focus on. Try to push this as far as possible, and then once it comes back to this certain trial, you could just sweep through and get all your bonuses really fast. And that's probably what I'll focus on later tonight. But so, obviously, you could focus on all these too. There's the limited events, so you can choose to spend energy on Joint Battle. Now, what I'm going to tell you on Joint Battle is make sure you know what the reward is. Be looking at the reward. You might have to actually go through and experience it once just to see. But try to memorize which maps give you what rewards, because some of them give really good rewards, like you'll get rainbow ore, you'll get some upgrade materials for your troops, or upgrade materials for your characters, etc. But then some of them, you know, it might give you some less desirable stuff, like experience potions, bonding items. Usually I find I don't need those as much right now. Not to say that they're bad, maybe you're in a place where you really need those, or you really want those. Then do those, and possibly, you know, forsake some of the other things, but just make sure when you're doing Realm of Darkness joint battles, it's worth your stamina, and it's worth your time. That's all I'm saying. So some days it's really worth your time, some days it's not worth your time. So that's up to you. Events, you know, just get my ass whooped trying to do this event. But actually I need to go try to do the third part. I haven't even tried yet. And then clearly Dark Contract, that is super good. You know, if you run through it all the way, you get a free Basil. Basil's one of the best casters in the game, so definitely go through that. We got another week or so that both these events are up, which is another thing I like. I like that their events last a long time. It's not just... Like Final Fantasy Brave Exvius kind of did that to me. It was like, event, 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 every week, new event, new event, new event. It's just like, guys, I'm still working on the old stuff. I don't have infinite time. But so, I guess the short version is, your choice on what you spend your stamina on after you've done all your dailies and, you know, your PvP and everything else. You can push in the world, you can push in Time Rift, you can get extra farming done in Time Rift, maybe you're going to farm some of the events, you can get some extra farm in Secret Realm, or I guess you can't really get extra farm in Bond Dungeons, unless you're pushing Bond Dungeons, which, not a bad thing if you can handle it. And at that point, guys, that's pretty much what you got to focus on with your extra stamina. Now, I'm going to warn you guys, maybe you're still early in the game, or, you know, level 35 and before that. Eventually, there's going to be so much stuff to farm in this game, you're not going to be able to do everything you want to do every day. So at that point, you got to choose. It's like, okay, farm extra Time Rift, or get troop materials. Push in the world, or come over here and do Dragon 8 times, 9 times, do Dark Contract 10 times, etc. And it's going to... A lot of people that frustrates, which I understand, it kind of does frustrate me too, but to me it's kind of like real life. You know, like in real life every day, well, we would all love to be able to accomplish everything we want to for our family and our work life, our projects, go on a vacation, you know, go see whatever new event or whatever new movie, but we can't do all that stuff every day. Some days you're going to work your ass off, come home, eat, you know, do whatever you want for a couple hours and go straight to bed because you gotta be up early. Some days you got the day off. All right, today I'm gonna work on my project, or today I'm gonna take the family out to, you know, whatever theme park or whatever thing here. And today I gotta do this, and today it's like real life to me. So I understand that, because that would be the way you would have to run an army in general. Like every day, you know, you can't train your troops every day. Like sometimes your troops are just fucking tired, and it's just better to let them rest. So it's like, all right, guys, you know, we got this entertainment, we got some booze, go ahead and enjoy the day, because tomorrow is going to be another hell day, whether it's training or war. And then, you know, some days it's like, okay, yeah, I got time, I'm going to go hang out with the coworkers, let's get our bonds up, you know, or, yo, this dude challenged me, I'm going to push in PvP or whatever. And so that's just, to me, it's real life, guys, and that's kind of actually attracted me to the game more. Like, it's not so much a static every day you do exactly the same thing. And there are some things you try to do every day, but, you know, they switch around the dungeons, which is pretty cool, which is another thing that attracted me to this game. So, and what I mean by that is, it's not the same Anarchy Gem every day. It's not the same Goddess Trial every day. Timeless Trials, those switch up every week. And then there's different limited time events. It's not the same joint battle every day when you do it, so it keeps it fresh enough that it's actually pretty interesting. And then same thing with like event missions. You're not always going to get the same event missions, and so that stuff just really really makes me happy, quite honestly. Oh, there's the burger. I was wondering where the hell it was. Yeah, I guess I had to relog or something, because right now, guys, it's 1:02 my time, so maybe it's just... Oh, I know what it is. I think this emulator... It's like an hour behind, for whatever reason. But alright, guys, so that's just some stuff I think everyone should consider when it comes to stamina. So if you got a method that works or a method that's like really good or whatever you got going on, let me know, and let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know, you know, one day you've been forced to do XYZ thing, one day you've been forced to do this other thing, then you start focusing on something else, etc. So, and that's it for me, guys. So, yo, I'm Showtime Doctor, Showtime DR. You found my YouTube. Hit a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Also, sorry if I scared anybody. Try to pull like a Game of Thrones. Smash the cup down. There's a link to my Twitch and my Discord in the title info. You could go there, interact with me more if you wish. We also got a good community in the Discord. Shout out to the Discord. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Keeb. Shout out to Bonnage. Shout out to... well, I forget everyone else because they're going to get mad at me if I start naming people and don't name them. Too late. Alright guys, so take care. Peace.